Hi, it's Ken Ham, President of Anson Genesis, the Creation Museum in the Ark Encounter, and I'm here today on a sunny, hot day down here at the Ark Encounter, and behind us we can see the Ark. In fact, you know, if we really come a little bit more around here, you can see the whole of the Ark. But I wanted to talk today about another aspect of what we have here at this spectacular themed attraction. So there's the Ark. And we're over at, actually this is one of my favourite photo spots over here. I want to eventually put a little sign in here saying Ken Ham's favourite selfie spot, photo spot, whatever. Over here, it's near the Zipline course, so I'll just show you. There's the Ark, and let's swing around to the Screaming Eagle Adventures Aerial, well, it's actually Screaming Eagle Aerial Adventures, I think they call it. I should know that, shouldn't I? I'm the CEO. I don't remember all these things. There's too much going on these days. So there it is, Screaming Eagle Aerial Adventures, and we're here at the Ark Encounter just to show you how close that is to the Ark. And in fact, through the trees here, you can see, or we might even walk around here a little bit, you can see one of the towers. That tower is not operational yet. It'll be operational very, very soon, and they're going to have a free fall from that tower. In fact, two different types of free falls. That tower is, you know, it's actually taller than the roof of the Ark, and the roof of the Ark is 7 stories off the ground, so that's about 8 stories, the roof there. But I'll tell you more about that in a moment. So here we have the Ark. By the way, you can see the ramp completed now at the front of the Ark. I love that ramp. The craftsmanship on that's fantastic, and we're going to have special programs there eventually. We keep adding things. We've got a lot of things we're adding as we go on here. So yeah, if you come to the Ark and you come back, you know, a couple of months later, you'll find things added and things different. There's just so much to add. And behind this screen fence over here, you can actually see the screen fence. We're going to be building the walled city. That's going to be phase 2. Now, phase 2 will be in a couple of years. There's one of the buses going back to the parking lot to bring people over. And there's not many people in that bus because they're in the Ark. That bus is going back to the parking lot to fill up. But if you look over the other side here where the restaurant is, at the end of the Ark, between the restaurant and those flags, in that area over behind there, they're going to be building a nomad village, and they're starting on that basically immediately. So that'll go up fairly quickly, and be lots of outdoor cooking areas there, and stores and places to sit, and interesting things going on there. So let's go up here, because today what I wanted to do was to talk to you about the Screaming Eagle Aerial Adventures. They've opened the level 1 zip lines, opening level 2 very soon. They're going to be building more zip lines, but we're going to find out a lot about the zip lines today here at the Ark. They're very different to the ones at the museum. The ones at the museum, you go across the lake, and they're very popular, by the way. At the museum, there's 27 zip lines, 2.2 miles of zip lines, 12 sky bridges, and a challenge course there at the museum. So here at the Ark, the zip lines basically go across the valley and across the top of the trees. You're skimming across the top of the trees. At the museum, after you go across the lake, you actually go through the trees. So different types of experiences. So we'll come up here today, and we have here one of the staff looks after the zipline course. This is Anson.
Howdy.
Anson, how you going?
Pretty good, how are you?
So what's your position here?
I'm the Adventures Coordinator.
The Adventures Coordinator.
Correct.
So when I decide that I'm going to do this zipline course,
Mm-hmm.
and you're asking me before if I'm going to do it.
You're right, yep.
Because I did do part of the zipline course at the museum. Had great fun. I remember we jumped off the tower right at the front of the museum there,
the big
across the lake, and my wife was supposed to come with me so we could be videoed coming together.
Yep.
I get down the other end, I look back, and my wife was still there.
You're still there.
And so then one of the zipline stuff, oh, look at that person zipping across there. We're going to see someone else zipping across there in a moment.
We should, yes.
Yeah, let's just watch out there. Well, I'll talk to you while they're doing that.
Okie dokie.
Anyway, my wife did eventually jump off, and then she enjoyed it.
Right.
So I don't know if I can convince her to do this one, though.
Right.
Because this one goes across the trees. How high are they, do you know?
They're a bit bigger. You're going to be about 60 foot up in the air on the towers, and then up to 150 feet on the actual zip line.
Really? 150 feet?
Right.
Wow. And when someone gets ready to jump here, maybe you could tell us so we could zoom in on them, see them. Now, one of the differences between the zip lines here at the Ark and the museum, after you go across the lake, you go through all those trees at the back.
Right.
Whereas here you go across the valleys, across the trees, over the top of the buses, bringing people up.
Yep. This one's more. It's a higher course, so you're going more over the trees. There are a few trees you go through, but for the most part, you're going to be above the trees here. So that's where the 150 feet come into play. So many valleys and whatnot.
Now, obviously, you've done it all that's open so far,
yes,
and probably those that aren't even open yet.
Yep,
and
I have.
How would you describe it?
It's awesome. It's a lot bigger. It's a different experience than the museum, obviously. The one at the museum feels like you're more with nature, but this one right here is just above nature and stuff like that. So. Now, let me ask you. They're getting ready to go. Okay, so we got another group coming in. What at 2 o'clock?
At 2 o'clock, and it's 5 to 2 now. So there's another group coming in. This is a group, the previous group. So there's a challenge course there too. Did they do that, or is that separate?
That is separate. It's the aerial adventure course here.
Okay.
So it's like an obstacle course up in the air.
Okay, here goes someone now. Let's see if we can get that on video. See how good our videographer is. There we go. Cross the valley. Look, the bus is going to go down there now. And we see him going across the trees. That's a pretty deep valley down there too. And way over there, I see a zipline tower in the distance over there.
Yep.
And then there's other zipline towers further over. And there's I've seen some down the end of the parking lot as well. And so tell us, right now level 1 is open?
Level 1, yes. Level 1 consists of 7 zip lines. All of level 1 is dual lines, though. That way we can bring as many people through as we can. So that we actually have 14 lines open technically, but you would get 7 of them.
Okay, and how long is the longest one there?
The longest one there is around 1,000 feet.
Around 1,000 feet. Correct. Now, level 2, when it opens, how long will they be?
1,500 feet, maybe 1,800.
And then level 3?
Level 3 is on its way. We're not sure yet. We haven't placed the poles, but they're going to be a lot bigger than that as well.
So over 2,000 feet?
Around 2,000, 3,000 feet for that one.
So on level 1 here, how many miles per hour can you get up to on those zip lines?
About 35, 40.
About 35. Level 2, what will it be?
Level 2 up to around 50, 55.
Oh, really? 50, 55 mile an hour?
Right.
And level 2 opens very soon, right?
Correct.
Those poles are all up, it's all ready?
All up. We just need to install some stairs to get up there. So.
Okay. Lots of stairs.
Yeah, lots of them.
To get up there. Now, you're using state-of-the-art equipment here too, aren't you?
Correct. Yes. I can show you.
Could you show it? Yeah, absolutely.
So we have this harness here. Everything hooks into this belay loop right here. We also have this backup orange loop here, so everything goes through 2 loops, double safety. We have ourselves a pulley, is what you're actually going to be riding on the zip line with. You'd be hooked in through both of them, just like so, and then you'd be riding down here. And then also we have a backup safety system right here, which is what we call a safety hook. That would be hooked in through both these loops as well. Takes a bit longer to put on, so. I can show you how this works, because this right here is just for the zip lines.
Okay, that's just for the zip lines.
This is while you're actually on the tower.
Okay, yeah.
So, this is called a safety hook, or a vertical trek system is what this entire system is called. So what you do?
Vertical trek system.
Vertical trek system is what the Mr. Holder, the Banning Mills owns. Okay. That safety system. So that's what we use. State of the art. What it's called a continuous belay system. So what you do is you just slide it right over these metal plates. You get up on here, and then you're on the cable here. This opening here is too small for it to fit through that. It's about 3,500 pounds of pressure it would take to pull that off. So what we mean by continuous belay, once you're on, means you cannot get off until you get to a safe point to get off. So
while you're on the towers, you just can't get off.
You just can't get off.
But you don't have to take that off and reclip or anything like that.
Right. Everything. So we've got these crosses here designed to get you past poles and everything. So everything, right? You just go slide right over. You're on the next cable here. It looks like it might be kind of sketchy, but there's no way you're pulling yourself off of here. So that's this is a closed belay system, and there's open belay systems. So this, like I said, we use the closed belay system. There's no way for you to take yourself off until you get past all the obstacles. You get to the end, and then you can just slide yourself off when you're on the ground, and you're safe and secure.
Okay, so now when you zip, do they stay on you while you're zipping?
They do. Yes, they would ride on top of the pulley. You don't have to worry about any of this while you're on the cable. You're not going to have to quickly swap over. It's only when you're going upstairs and stuff.
So when you get to the next tower, you clip on with that?
Correct.
And then you're safely attached to that tower?
Yeah, you're secure at that tower. Once you're hooked on, you can't come off until you get to the ground or to another safe location.
So is this the very latest system?
Yes.
Look, there goes someone across there now on the zip lines.
This is state-of-the-art equipment.
You know where it was invented, or?
Where it was France.
Oh, was it really?
Yes.
Over in France, because they do a lot of
France.
zip lining over there.
I believe so. Yeah.
In
they
parts
do.
of Europe, yeah.
Yep.
So, well, that is great. Well, how about we walk up here and you can show us what we have up here. How high is level 1 again?
Level 1 is you can be up to 150 foot in the air.
150 feet in the air.
Right.
Okay, because we told people to ask questions. So,
Right, okay.
So our videographer will read you the questions when they come.
That.
Okay.
Sweet.
So,
We'll go over to the
how do you retrieve? Yeah.
So our guides are trained in zipline retrieval. They just hook onto the cable and they zip out to them, and they hook on with what we call a crab claws. They use a different safety system than guests, and they just hook on, pull you in just like a tugboat. They got the muscles built up for it, so they're good.
You know what I've noticed? You seem to know what you're talking about.
Yes. I've been at it for about 2.5 years.
2.5 years?
Yes.
So where were you working before here?
Over at the Creation Museum.
Oh, were you?
I was trained over there.
So you would, I should know that, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Trouble is, I don't do the zip lines every day.
It's all right.
So anyway, so what are some of the responses you're getting from people here at the Ark?
It's just amazing. High. It's like so high out there. I mean, they say you get a lot more for your money here than compared to other places.
Okay.
Other places you'll pay a lot of money and get 2 zip lines that are maybe 300 foot long.
Okay.
300 feet is our shortest one we have right now. So
okay,
you pay the same amount and you get a lot more.
So both here and the Creation Museum,
Correct.
you get a lot more for your money.
Right.
So now the Creation Museum ones, we're advertising as the biggest and best in the Midwest.
Correct.
And once this is all open, this will beat that, right?
Right. As of now, they're still the biggest and best, but once we get level 3 up and running,
this will be the biggest and best in the Midwest, and the Creation Museum will be the second.
Correct.
So we'll have the 2 top biggest and best in the Midwest.
That's right.
2 different types of experiences.
Right.
Though. Okay, so let's walk over this way then. And any more questions there? Minimum height weight for someone to ride.
Minimum weight is 75 pounds here at the Ark. It's 80 pounds at the museum. There's no height restrictions for the zip lines, but for the aerial adventure park that we're walking over to right now, the height is you need to be able to reach 70 inches. But
to do this course?
To do the adults course. To do the kids course, you can just bring your parent with you and you have to be 4 years old.
And for the zip line, as long as you're here at the Ark, 75 pounds.
75 pounds, no height for the zip
No
lines.
height for the zip line. And at the museum, it's 80 pounds. You know why the difference?
It's just the lines ride differently.
They ride differently?
These are a little easier to ride and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Maybe because you got them long across the valley and so high. And okay, so yeah, I know when you jump off, you want to make sure that you don't get scared about the speed, so that you can keep going, right?
Yep. We need to weigh enough that way you make it all the way to the other side. That way you don't have to be pulled in every single time. So if we had 2 light people going on there, then we wouldn't be able to do tours effectively.
Okay, here comes another one going across the valley here. So this is part of the level 1 course, right?
Correct. They're starting. That's their second line that they're doing.
Oh, that's the second line. Okay.
Yep. They've got 5 more in front of them. So.
Go right across the top of those trees. Man, I'd love to do that. Go across the trees. That'd be really something.
Man.
So you think I could do it?
Oh yeah, you can do it.
Okay. You think my wife would do it with me? I don't know, but what's that?
Where can they find the prices?
Prices are online at arkencounter.com.
Yeah, if they go to arkencounter.com and you look on the home page there and you go underneath the big picture that says bigger than imagination, and you'll see 3 different photographs there, and one of them is of the zip lines, and you click on that and go to that and you'll see all the options that are there. Now, what do we have here?
This is our aerial adventure park. So this is a challenge and obstacle course up in the air, basically. So you have all the same equipment on that you would for ziplining.
All
so
the same
safety system and everything like that. So it's just you go across swinging logs, tight ropes. We've got people up there right now. They're doing the zigzag right now and snake. So.
And I see a little child there. What did you say was the restriction here?
4 years old for Tier 1. They're on Tier 1 right now. So.
4 years old is they're going to be minimum 4 years old. How do you tell if they're 4?
We just gotta
you got to trust the parents, right?
Yep.
And you can pretty well tell.
Right, we can tell if they're that young, they're not going to be able to reach 70 inches anyway. So a parent would need to go with them. Or an adult.
Oh, okay. Well, that person looks like they're.
He's doing
it. He's doing his best. Look at that.
Did no hands there.
But if anything happens, he's safely attached.
Correct. If he did fall, then that would catch him.
Yeah. So that's the zigzag course. So what sort of different areas do we have here? There's the zigzag.
We have the zigzag that they're on. They're about to go across 2 zip lines that are super swedged. It's a different kind of zip line. So it's 5/8 cable crimped down to 1/2 inch.
Okay.
So it's smoother and stronger. So they can go a little bit faster on those. So they've got 2 of those on this course. Actually, they have 5. They're about to do 2 of them.
Just to butt in here, I see one of your staff zipping across there.
Correct.
So 2 of the staff. How many staff go with each group?
We have two staff members go with each group. Up to 10 people.
And then somebody's on a tower over there to receive them?
We have a sending guide and a receiving guide. So one guide hooks them on. You don't have to worry about hooking yourself onto the actual zip line. The other guide receives them, catches them if for some reason they don't break enough and all that. So we're trained in all that jazz.
So this is really a professional course.
It is, yes.
So no doubt you've been on other courses in America.
I have.
Now I know the people that look after this and built this from Banning Mills, Georgia, and I think they're in the Guinness Book of Records, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They have the longest eco canopy tour in the world.
Oh, okay.
And they are also the largest zipline company in the world.
The largest zipline company in the world, and they're the ones that built this and look after this.
Correct.
And the ones that build the Creation Museum ones and look after that.
Yeah, up until this year, it was only down at Banning Mills and Creation Museum was the 2 locations, and they were the biggest one at that point.
And so now we've got the Ark as well.
Correct, we've got the Ark.
So we've got 3 locations, those 3 locations.
Right.
And compared to other zipline courses, outside of those which you think are fantastic and the best and the best value for money, and everything, I mean, you've been on other courses. How do you think these compare?
Like I said, they're always bigger. We even have a course right down the road from here that's priced the same, and you get 6 zip lines for theirs, and they're all only about 300 feet long. So it's just this one here. You get so much more for your money. Bigger. Safety is number 1 here. I mean, everywhere everyone strives for safety, but since we work with the safety system, they own it. We know it very well. We're very strict with stuff like that, keeping things up to par, up to standards.
I know some people like to go from zipline course to zipline course and just check them off. So that's what they do, don't they?
Yep.
Find the zip lines in this area, check them all off, do all those.
Yep.
And there are other zipline courses in this area,
Correct.
in Kentucky, in Ohio, in Indiana.
Right.
And of course, we're not in any way we're trying to undermine them, because people who do zip lines they go to all of them, don't they?
They do, yes. We encourage people to keep on going and zip line in other places. You don't have to come back here.
But we have to brag.
Best.
We have to brag a bit that we
Right.
think we're the best. Yeah.
Right.
And best value for money, right? So
Right.
we have to brag.
So they do. We don't give them out, but they do have little pamphlets for that has Zipline Kentucky, and you can check off each location.
Ah, okay.
Try and
that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so you can say, I did them all in Kentucky.
Did the Ark, did the museum.
And I know some people watching this probably do that. They go to different states and say, let's do all the zipline courses, check them all off. And so now they have to come and do the Ark ones as well. Some people are going to ask, can they come and do the zip lines without going to the Ark? And the answer is yes.
Yes, you can.
They can do that. They can't go to the Ark though.
Correct.
But they can do the zip line course.
Right. You get great views of the Ark on the zip lines, but you can't actually go inside of it.
Okay. So because you'll really miss out on what's in the Ark if you don't go inside. But they can actually go across the way here and get a ticket and go to the Ark if they want to.
Yeah.
While they're here. So now over at the stern of the Ark, there's a tower there. It's about 7 to 8 stories high. I know it's a little taller than the roof. Can't see it from here, but maybe we can see it back here. See if we can find that. And when you go to that, it's going to be, you can zip from that, and they'll be able to zip. They'll be part of level 2 course, is it?
Yes, it'll be part of level 2, and also there will be some free falls there, which is.
And we got free falls at the museum. How high are they?
We have 45-foot tall free falls.
And you free fall for how long?
For about a second.
Okay.
You jump off. Or less. You don't have much air time. You jump off. It catches you about 10 feet. It's a good thrill. But you don't fall very far that way. I mean, it's a little less scary.
What about the free falls here?
This one here, we're gonna have 4 like that. So you can choose on different levels your height. So whichever one you're comfortable with. But on the top levels, we're gonna have what's called the flight line. Which is different lengths of lanyards. So that one will stretch out to be about 50 feet long before it catches you.
So how many seconds is that?
You'll probably get about 2 seconds of fall time there.
So
2-3 seconds.
50 feet free fall, which will seem like an eternity, right?
Right. I'll tell you what, it takes a long time to go down 50 feet.
By the way, see the buses, there's our Creation Museum bus, and here's one of the buses that brings in groups. We have a lot of those buses coming more and more and more now, and when they come to the parking lot, they don't get out of the buses. We bring them straight across here and they check in at a different place here, but lots of different coaches come up here. And I was on one of those buses the other day coming up the valley, and I looked up and saw someone zipping across the top there.
Perfect.
So the free fall, I don't know whether I'll do that one.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah, it's 3 seconds when you're just free falling.
Right, it doesn't sound
50
like much,
feet,
but
it seemed like an eternity.
It is a long time.
And then suddenly it catches you.
It's got a little bit of a bungee in it. It's not going to bounce you back up, but it does absorb the shock when you hit. So it's not going to just be a slam on the brakes type thing. It's going to slow you down before you hit the ground. That's why you only fall 50 feet, so you have the extra 40 feet of, 30 feet of slow down time.
And no doubt there's some backup systems on that too.
Yes.
So that safety is number one concern, right?
Yep, we check it before each tour, make sure everything's good and go.
So all the guides here are highly trained?
Yes, definitely.
Highly trained by the people who own the biggest zipline courses.
Correct.
In America?
In the world.
In the world. So it actually is in the world, the whole world.
In the world.
So this is a part of the biggest zipline courses in the world.
Correct, right.
That is amazing, and at the museum as well. So these really are world class in that sense. I see some people are starting to gear up over here. This is the next group that are on their way.
So yes, they're going to be going out at 2 o'clock. They've already started the gear up process. So while they're gearing up and all that, that's included in the tour time. Then we train them how to actually go on the zip lines. So how to use that safety hook system, everything like that, how to stay nice and secure. And then we'll show them how to do the actual zip line, how to brake, how you're going to slow down, what to do to go faster or slower, all that stuff, because we want to get everything out of the way beforehand, get everybody comfortable with zip lining. Because if you're not comfortable, you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to have as much fun. So right now, William, he's over there, he's showing them how to have fun, how to the actual zip line, because that's the fun part of it. So he's showing them the hand signals that us guides use.
Okay.
We have 2 main signals that we use. Is the keep on coming signal, he's just showing that, and then there's a brake signal, is when you reach up with your hands, and it looks like a stop signal, but it just means you just reach up there and start slowing down.
Yeah.
See there, he's demonstrating on how you're going to slow down. Because we have these gloves, we check them before every single tour. When you reach up there, you put your hand on the cable. It creates friction and slows you down, but the gloves are so thick you don't even feel it. So, and that way we're different from other courses. Some courses will have you stop automatically, but with this you get to choose how fast you stop. And so if today it's a little bit windy day, so some you might go faster, and some lines you might go slower, so you don't need to stop at the same spot every single time.
Okay. Well, these zip lines just opened. The ones at the museum, I know during the summer they're booked so heavily, but of course everyone knows they're there, and they've been booking ahead as well, and groups booking, and these only just opened. We weren't sure when they were going to open, so now we've got the information up on the website arkencounter.com, and we'll have a separate website too.
We'll have a Facebook page as well, Screaming Eagle Ziplines.
So that'll take a little bit of time, but that's getting ready, right?
Yep.
It's in the works, and these just opened, so now it's just people who are on the spur of the moment come here.
Right, they come here.
And I've noticed the last few days there's quite a number of people have been on the zip lines.
Yes, we do have quite a few people going.
And so these are going to get more and more popular, of course, and then as groups start booking in on them.
Yep.
And so the zip line course runs till
7 o'clock.
It runs till 7 o'clock at night. Is that the last?
That's the last tour time that we do, up until the end of 40 days and 40 nights. And then,
then after that?
We'll do about an hour before closing. That way you have time to get back here and stuff like that.
Okay. So yeah, closing, I think we're going to, after the 40 days and 40 nights, it's going to be open at 9 a.m. through to 8 p.m. I think is what we're looking at now. And that's as, I think Monday's the last day for midnight closing here.
Right.
So we did that for the first 40 days and 40 nights. One of the reasons we did that was to space out people during the day, and also to get people off the interstate, quickly, and get them out, coming spaced out during the day, so that we didn't have traffic problems and things like that. And actually, the numbers coming every day are basically growing.
Yes, they are.
So, which is really phenomenal. Any other questions we have?
You're actually on the course for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, so you get your money's worth for it.
That's level 1?
That's level 1.
What about level 2? What do you think that'll be?
Level 2, that'll probably be about 2.5 hours.
Okay, and when level 3 is open?
Level 3, no way to tell for that.
Probably a whole day thing?
Yeah, we'll have an all day package at some point. But it is separate. You would pay separately for that. We have different tour times that go out for that specifically.
That's for the aerial course?
The aerial course, aerial challenge course, correct. So yeah, you can do that and zipline, but you do it separately because one of them is a bit more of a workout because you're challenging yourself. It's an obstacle course. The other one's more just getting in the views, getting the thrill of the zipline, getting up really, really high.
Now the Creation Museum ziplines close during a couple of months of winter. And the Ark and the Creation Museum are going to be open all year long except for Christmas Day and Thanksgiving Day. So do you know when you're going to close these? I know at Christmas we opened the one across the lake.
Right.
I think we had what, 1 or 2 zip lines open up until Christmas.
Three zip lines open up at that point. We put up lights on the towers so you can see the guides and all that stuff. We'll probably do the same here up until December, and then in January when it's that cold, we'll probably close down, but we're not for sure yet.
Yeah, so people need to go to the website,
right,
just like you do with other themed attractions, and look for their hours, and our hours will change according to what's happening, and
right,
if it's a really cold winter, lots of snow and ice in January, that might change things a bit, but we're going to be open here at the Ark all year round anyway, in the Creation Museum. So zip lines will definitely be going again by March, you think?
March, yes, correct.
Yeah.
If we do close in the winter, we'll be open by March.
Yeah, okay. And so go to December. So really, it's probably zip lines will probably be only closed for what, January, February, basically.
Right, yeah.
And that's flexible depending on.
Yes, it is flexible. It depends on how cold it is. If we have a nice Florida weather here, then we'll just keep going. Probably.
Yeah, there we are. If we don't get those Arctic blasts, right?
Yep.
So, well, that's fantastic. Well, Anson, great to meet you, and I could learn a lot about zip lines just talking to you. Obviously, I think I'm an expert now.
Okay, you can come out here.
I just had half an hour training from.
Yeah, there you go.
From
you can come out here. You can lead somebody.
One of the experts on the world zip lines that are part of the world's largest zipline company, and that is absolutely fantastic. So go to arkencounter.com, and go to the front page and scroll down. You'll see the link. Immediately you'll see a picture of the zip lines. Click on there. You can find out about the zip lines. Level 1 is open now. When do you think level 2 will be open?
About 2 months, 3 months. We're not sure yet. So that's still pretty flexible.
But level 1 is fantastic anyway.
Yep, it's fantastic. Open already. So.
And then level 2, and then level 3. Well, we'll see next year probably for level 3.
Probably, yes. Level 3, and we'll have level 4 and possibly 5. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, we've got several on the way.
Oh, okay. So this is going to be an incredible course then. And then, well, we have 800 acres here at the Ark. And then at the Creation Museum, don't we have about 27 zip lines altogether?
We have 26, yes.
26? Okay.
Yes.
I was one out. 26.
You were real close.
About what, 2.2 miles of zip lines?
Yep.
And
well, I'm sorry, it's 2.5.
2.5?
2.5 worse.
Oh, that's more than I thought there was. Okay. Yeah. And then aren't there a couple where you can sort of go like Superman in a sort of harness?
This is Superman or Mega Zip. So you lay down on your stomach. We have a full body harness, and we send you off like that. You don't have to worry about braking for that one, but it does help you go quite a bit faster, 45 miles an hour at the museum.
Oh, really?
So here, that one will probably be our 55 mile an hour one, somewhere around there.
Ah, okay.
So that'll be our big one.
Do you see many people doing that at the museum?
Yes, we do.
Really?
In the summer, we have people doing it every day.
Ah, so. that is fantastic. Well, there you are. You can go to creationmuseum.org, find out about the zipline course at the Creation Museum, which is a phenomenal course, and just like this one, arkencounter.com. You know what it means? You've got to do both. You have to go to the museum, you have to do the museum ziplines, then you've got to come to the Ark and do the Ark, and then you've got to do the Ark ziplines. And people could spend a whole week here doing all this stuff.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, that was great. Well, Anson, thanks again.
Yep.
And appreciate that. arkencounter.com and creationmuseum.org.